This is a Headgum podcast.
Lil Rel.
We can discuss, give me your truth, it never fails.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lil Rel Howery, and right now you're tuned into Keeping It Real with
Young Wayne.
That's right, me and my boy Wayne are back at it again.
What is going on, Real?
That's a lot going on, man. Now, this thing, I'm only going to talk about one damn time. Okay? I've had people interview me, want to interview me about this recently, and I kind of been just turning stuff down. I'll talk about it on the podcast.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to see Chris Rock's latest special?
Yes, I saw Chris Rock's latest special.
What did you think? If you be honest.
Thought that, man, to be honest, man, I want to watch it one more time, but for my first watch, I was bored the first 40 minutes. I heard some of the jokes. Some of them, I think, he overdid them, and it was a little touchy, you know. But in comedy, you shouldn't think that way. But that's how I felt. I can't help how I felt, right, in that moment.
Well, let me say this.
Go ahead.
First of all, shout out to Chris Rock, right?
Shout out Chris Rock.
You know what I mean? One of the greats to ever do stand-up comedy. He's one of the greats. And, you know, I'm always going to respect any comic's voice. It's their voice, it's their truth, it's what that is. Now, what did I think of the special? I didn't necessarily like it.
Oh, what do you mean you didn't like it?
It wasn't that great. It felt like he was trying to be an old version of himself. Like if you watch Tambourine, which was the one he came out with before that.
You felt like that was honest.
I love Tambourine. Tambourine was just he felt cooler. He felt it just felt different. Even he looked different. He literally tried to look like his old self in the special.
The young self. He
didn't even walk like this in the last special. Tambourine, he was literally, if you can look at it's a huge difference.
Yeah, huge.
He literally tried to redo himself. He extra Chris Rocked himself.
Yeah, he had the younger.
He went to 90s
energy.
Chris Rock for no fucking reason.
He had the purple jean tag popping out.
That's right. I'm like, why the fuck did you go backwards? And the reason is, if I could be honest, it's gonna sound fucked up. That slapped. I think Will slapped him back to the 90s.
Real. Wait, what?
I think he slapped this nigga back to the 90s. He just slapped him back to his old self.
Oh.
Let me say, and this is gonna sound crazy what I'm saying, I guess. Shibbity doubles, here we go. Even though it sounds funny what I'm saying, I think right now this brother is having an identity crisis of who he is. When you get slapped like that in front of everybody and the whole world, like this is what I saw. And one of my good friends, we talked about this. I ain't gonna mention his name. Another great comedian, but we had a long talk about this. If he was healed and felt like, if he felt healed from the situation, he would have opened with that bit. He would have just talked about it up front just to get it out the way. I knew when he didn't that he's still not over that whole shit. So by the time he got to that shit, which is why everybody watched, his emotions were so fucking tied into it.
Yeah.
He went off his own game. When he called her a bitch like 15 times.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, it was like, you ever like have a nigga venting to you about something? Like, then the bitch gonna say, it was that type of energy. Cause she didn't even do shit.
Yeah, I was.
Brother, she didn't hit you. She ain't said shit to you. And that's who you anger with?
Yeah. He claimed it was because she told him not to do the Oscars. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. When they all were standing for something, I was confused.
Well, God damn it. And it's, you know, rock boys don't play, so they may want to whip my ass after this shit too. Here we go. Shooby the damn dobos. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to my brother, Chris Rock.
Let's talk about it. What's that?
When he was like venting about, oh, the bitch wanted me not to do the Oscars, like they want me to do a job. You know, and that's why we gotta look at historically what happened with this. First of all, Will and Chris are they play the game for real in Hollywood. Like they play truly the game. You know what I'm saying? From the way they do PR shit to everything. So it's interesting that those two are the ones who this situation is with.
Right.
Because look, you saw me talk about it on my special when I was like, yo, I would have kicked this nigga in the back or something. Like, you're just not gonna hit me and sit down. Like the show would have been done. Like, they would have to call the police. Because I'd have left and came back about 3 or 4 times. I'd have come from backstage when he was accepting the Oscar speech. I'd have been heckling my ass up. Yeah, no, but how about you slapping me, bitch? Like, I would have been just saying crazy shit. If I was gonna call his wife a bitch, it would have been that day. You gonna wait a year later, nigga?
He's gonna turn the Oscars into Jerry Springer.
Oh, nigga, that shit would have been a Source Award.
They had to get real the hell up out of there.
Nigga, I would have fought that whole night, nigga.
I believe
At that point, I'd have been looking for his kids.
Okay, now.
No, I'm serious. I'm saying, like, if that was me, that's how angry So what I'm saying is, excuse me, Chris, you could tell Chris is not over this shit, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, and he's a brilliant comic, but the way he vented, that was like, it wasn't even funny.
He said it still hurts.
It still hurts. And then he did this whole thing about this victim shit in the beginning of the special, and then literally
Became the victim.
this nigga became the victim. He's bigger than me.
Yeah.
He gonna fight little tiny me.
Yeah.
Nigga, you a grown ass. First of all, you older than this nigga. Go to I've been a fan his whole life, my whole life. Nigga, you're older than Will Smith. What the fuck are you talking about? I've been a fan of him my whole life. I said, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Oh, man.
What? He's bigger than me.
Yeah.
In this same punk ass special, guess who talked about working out? Chris goddamn Rock. He like, you think I've been working out to mess with Anita Baker? And then get all the way to the end and become a victim. Oh, so you say you've been boxing and working out, but then you actually be in a situation where you could box a nigga, and you don't do it.
Because
I'm so much littler, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Look, Mike Tyson gonna have to knock me the fuck out. We still grown ass men. Yeah, here's Mike Tyson. Cool. But nigga, if we about to, you hit me, nigga, it's on and popping. Shit.
But real.
He played Ali. I played a crackhead.
He did say that. But real, the thing he said was his parents told him not to fight in front of white people.
My God.
Mic drop.
When I tell you,
That was terrible.
that's one of the most sellout things I've ever heard a motherfucker say.
Oh man. He said.
I couldn't believe he said that shit. Every black person was like, what the fuck did you just say, nigga?
Man, he said it, man.
And dropped the mic?
Don't fight in front of master.
Don't fight in front of master. What did you say?
He said that. And then left. I said, where you going?
It didn't have the security nigga. Welcome to the room. That was one of the craziest things I've ever heard somebody say.
Yeah, being accepted is crazy. We fight that, and he went straight on for it.
Look, man, it was,
I'm not sure.
once again, it's his truth.
Yeah.
People say he shouldn't have talked about it and all this other shit. I think that's wrong too. Fuck all that. It happened to him. He could talk about whatever the fuck he want to talk about. He should.
Absolutely.
But man, that wasn't comedy because he still fucked up about it.
Right.
If Chris was good about the situation, he would have opened with that shit.
Yeah, you're not good.
I knew when he didn't do it up front, I was just shaking my head like this nigga ain't over this shit. If by the time he got to it, and then the bitch. Do he realize that when he went in on him, like, this thing about it, Chris Rock not being real with himself. You started this shit. Nigga, when you did that monologue at the fucking Oscars and made that shit about them Smiths, that kicked that's where the shit come from.
Do we need to go back to that, April? Do you have that?
That's where it comes from.
Just for the people who haven't.
Why you think the nigga said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth? Because he won't stop.
Yeah, this wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Damn.
So you don't think they ever had a relationship from the Smiths Oscar when he did that?
Man, look at this shit.
The monologue.
Play some of this. This is where it started from.
Here at the Academy Awards, otherwise known as the White People's Choice Awards,
Chris Rock tackled diversity head-on during his opening monologue at the Oscars, delivering jokes that were both hilarious and poignant, like this one.
That is
He called out Jada Pinkett Smith for boycotting the show.
Is she on a TV show? Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated for concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get mad. She said it's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay?
The comedian kept things mostly
You stop it there.
but
This is the
ended
one
on a
from
serious note.
2016.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where it started. This is where that shit. See, that's where, like, you know, one thing that's interesting about I'm a comic too, right? I do know if I roast a nigga in that crowd, and we from Chicago, it's a chance. And guess what? I've got into fights. And comedy clubs on stage. Nigga, I see that a comic get shot at in the green room, nigga. From a nigga roasting his ass. We all know the consequences. But for some reason, he think he could talk shit. And that's what ain't gonna happen to you?
It's Hollywood. That's what he probably thinks. Hollywood. It's not the streets.
So I'm saying, like, Chris had that coming, bruh. He won't hold himself accountable. Like, I'll say this. Once again, I don't think what Will did is right. It's other ways you can handle that shit. Nigga, you at the Oscars, bro. What the fuck you getting up slapping somebody? The fuck out of here.
But the after party?
But why do it there? But then that's somebody, once again, we talking about a guy too. Will is big on being perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I can't believe I'm saying it.
Let's go.
So after the special came out, right? I text my friend who's really close to Will. I said, let me write a set for Will. Let his response to this special be a comedy set. Let me write that shit. Ask Will if I can do it. I'll write it for him. Because unfortunately, this is not finna be over with anytime soon, to be honest. I thought it would be after this special, but he didn't brilliantly bring it home like I thought he would do.
Right.
To put a close to.
So it was almost
all you did
tasteless.
Oh, he made it worse.
Opened up again. Yeah, opened up that wound.
Man, by calling her 15 bitches?
And him, 15 bitches.
Who gives a fuck if he called Will a bitch? He slapped him.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Will should have expected the nigga to say something.
But to go with her and she didn't
To
say,
go
or,
at Jada,
or put her hands on you.
That's some punk shit, man.
And then I'm seeing people online talk about what's wrong with him calling her that, check the rappers. I'm like, that's not the same thing. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. He's talking about somebody in particular.
You're right. He specifically was talking about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, and it's some well-esteemed people
and then
that are
the bitch
saying
didn't want me to work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what, nigga?
And Jada didn't slap him.
Jada didn't.
Right. That shit didn't put her hands on him. Yeah.
So the motherfucker you mad at is Will.
Yeah.
But if you still scared of that nigga.
Yeah, he's bigger than him, bro.
This punk motherfuckers. But you know how I'm sorry, man. And I know these are harsh words I'm saying. I just don't like that type of shit. You basically saying, I know this nigga gonna whoop my ass, I'll fight his girl.
Damn.
Black women always take the brunt.
Yeah. For no reason. For no fucking reason.
Well, I'm not saying that's okay, but most people are saying the reason why he did it is because of her. But wait, what's the proof?
No, Will did that shit because he needed some help. He was out here trying to be Mr. fucking perfect, and it's unrealistic. You're human.
Yeah.
You're human. I mean, look, Marlon Wayne's whole special is about them two niggas.
Damn, I ain't seen it yet. I heard about it.
It's about them two, which was interesting. I mean, look, it wasn't bad. Marlon's special was cool. Yeah, it's cool. But it was interesting to see him talk about that his whole special is literally about them two. The whole special.
What's it called? What's the name of it?
God Loves Me.
Okay.
It's just about it was kind of the whole hour.
That's wild.
Like the whole hour.
That's what I kept hearing.
The whole hour special was
about that.
Will and Chris. And then he said something really nice at the end. Because at the end of the day, I wish them two brothers will talk. I really do. But Chris Rock not over that shit, man. That nigga, he fucked up his joke. He mentioned the wrong movie and where he was doing it. It was just, he was flustered, man. He was, I was watching that like, yo, this nigga is still hurt. Mm-hmm. He started down there tearing up if you watched it. Mm-hmm. That nigga like he was about to cry.
I mean, that probably still does hurt. You're embarrassed forever. They're talking about this forever. It's going to be replayed forever. Not just on the internet, in your mind.
But it makes you wonder who's around Chris. Nobody ain't said, brother, yeah, he slapped you, my nigga. But fam, you didn't fuck with them a couple times, bro.
Nah.
Like, you don't think you were wrong with none of that shit. Like, you didn't have to make that G.I. Jane. First of all, it was an old-ass joke. An old reference. Like, who the fuck G.I. Jane? You didn't even do the G.I. Jane joke when the G.I. Jane was out. Which is weird. I mean, you know, that special was tough to watch, man. The abortion shit was tough. Yeah. The transgender shit was fucking so weird. Like, I don't know why them niggas is so obsessed with, like, they won't stop talking about transgender people. Him and Chappelle. I don't know what the fuck going on with that. Like, they won't stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
Like, you said enough. Like, what else do you have? Why you keep... Are y'all, like, ooh. It's just weird.
Do you think they tap in on just worldly topics? But those topics shouldn't be touched. That's been
No,
touched.
It ain't just about not touched. It's like their perspective of it.
Yeah. We know what I mean. Like, if you've done it before.
It's something weird with that shit. Like, what? Like, it felt forced. And then he tried to flip it. You know, I'm a real one, man. You know, he tried to make it seem like if, you know, he was saying all this crazy shit about transgender people as if that was his uncle or some other shit. It was just weird. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody stupid. And then the nigga insult older black women. When he did the joke about the 25-year-olds, you know, and then dating an older woman, like the older woman don't have her shit together. I'm like, nigga, you could tell you ain't never dated nobody your age.
Now you talking about
You talking about a 25-year-old having their shit together? And what the fuck are you talking about? It was ridiculous.
He was talking about an old woman asking to fix their car, give them some oil change money or something. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck is Chris Rock doing?
Yeah.
What Best of Comic View episode did he watch and just take some jokes?
The Best of Comic View is crazy.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, so it felt
like an old ass Comic View set.
Yeah, it did feel very tired. I tuned in late, like when it was on live. I tuned in late and I saw like the abortion bits, and I ended up cutting it off because he was driving me crazy.
He kept going with those. I was like, man, okay, another one. You say it again. Okay, this is getting. It's not. I know.
Yeah, it was. Like, Tambourine was so good to me. I don't know what I watched with this live special.
The Tambourine, for me being younger, I thought that even though now that I look at it being older now, that was the evolution. You see, maybe that's the way he should have went. And I was expecting that young energy,
he was
and I didn't get it.
He was in a different place.
Yeah, he just got divorced and everything.
But he was happy. I remember touring with him when he was working on it. Says one of my favorite conversations I've ever had with two grown-ass men was him and Chris Spencer. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking about, like, marriage and divorce. It was just a good grown man conversation. Mm-hmm. He was in a different place. This nigga is still fucked up about the whole slap shit.
And maybe that's not that too, but maybe also realizing that he's divorced. Maybe because he's talking that young girl, older women doing, maybe that's his life he's living right now.
It's kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's not, but it was just weird. Mm-hmm. Because Chris Rock has a great perspective on things. And it's so much going, even him talking about the insurrection was like, everything felt old.
And y'all had a relationship. You've taken him to Chicago at Soleil as well.
We was cool until this nigga hated on my special.
What do you mean?
So when Live and Crenshaw came out, I was like, they was ranking my special #1 and all this other shit. This nigga went out his way to post on his Instagram. I don't know if I ever talked about this.
Talk about it.
Posted on his Instagram was like, I don't care who they say has the top special. Dave Chappelle had the best. Like, what the fuck you coming out your way to do that for? We ain't talked since then.
You didn't check in and see?
Man, I ain't talked to him. Because if I will, like, like he's text me. He's like these little weird olive bread. One day he's like, he voted for me to get an Oscar for free. I wasn't even on a ballot, nigga. You wrote me in? What the fuck you talking about?
Wow.
It didn't make sense.
And you're a good people reader, so was that some type of guilty conscience?
We literally haven't talked since then. Every once in a while, I see you look at my story or something. To be honest, I think he had a crush on Danella. All of them did. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well,
So I ain't, but just think about it. At the end of the day, I ain't ever got to talk to that nigga again. But I'm still a fan. I love comedy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was tough to watch, man, because when I watch Chris Rock stand up, I'm watching to be inspired, to learn something, to be like, damn. This is the first time I ever watched his special, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm funnier than all these niggas. That's how I feel now, if I could be honest. Like, I'm like, you know, I don't get the same buzz everybody else special, or whatever the case may be, but I'll put my shit against anybody. I could have did that live shit easily.
You think it's something you would want to do?
100%. I do. I can literally do that. Right now, actually, if I felt like it.
Yeah.
That's why I've been going up so much lately. I've been hungry again, like, because I truly think I'm better than the rest of these niggas. Because I'm honest with who I am. And I still got funny in me.
Right.
I think the older comics are just, like, angry, man.
Because they're not in a good place, you believe?
I don't know. They just some angry motherfuckers. Rich and angry. Just angry. It's a divide happening in comedy.
What's the divide?
You know, it's people saying, like, you know, it's cats that say shit about Gerard. And Gerard, me and him talked about it. And some of that shit, it's bothersome. Because a lot of people are running around talking about Gerard's getting everything because he came out as gay and all this other shit. Gerard was like, nigga, I was still doing better y'all niggas when I was straight. The fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, and so it's this, you know, it's this narrative everybody likes to paint. Because you know what it is? People love to paint narratives because they're not proud of their own fucking success. Or where they're in their career. So what they do is they just poke at everybody else, especially if you're doing well, and being like, oh, they got this because of this and that. No, nigga. Motherfucker was good. And worked their ass off.
Yeah.
Don't project your bullshit on somebody else because you ain't happy where you at.
And it's not always it's not an old versus new thing. It's young people who think they're being overlooked that's doing that as well instead of just continuing to work.
I mean, it's
can't name them,
but it's mostly older comics, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like, I get so much love about my special from comics, but they'll never post about it. I get more texts and DM, man, it was brilliant, but they won't publicly say it.
Is that a part of playing the game?
I don't know.
Not saying it.
I think so. It has to be. Like, you know, I remember I was talking to one of my good friends, JP Justice, a great comic, and when I'm in New York, he usually, like, you know, he has a car service too, so he drives me around and stuff. And me and JP talked. We was on the phone for like an hour the other day, just talking about all this shit. I love talking to him. And he was just saying he wanted to do a podcast where they talk about specials. But you said a lot of the comics were scared to do it because they feel like they can't talk about nobody that's gonna ruin their shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Most people are afraid of that.
But then that's what makes me, I think, gutsy in a way, right? Like, I look at it, everybody's praising Marlon for doing what he did, but I did that shit first. I talked about that shit and didn't only spent maybe not a long, like, I had a very interesting perspective of it.
Right.
It's an article written that's out now that talks about all of us that talked about it. It's only like 3 or 4 of us and all the different versions of it. You know, it's just really interesting. Like, I just think That's I think that's what I'm excited about this next part of my career. Like I got new PR and everything. And it's finally being recognized for really being one of the best to do this shit. In every way of it. Like, you know, even like all the movies and stuff I made. Most comics ain't even did that shit.
Nah.
That's why I'm excited about this year and all the stuff that's coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very specific about those things. You know what I'm saying? It's a cartoon I did called Win or Lose, where I play a dad to a transgender kid. Like literally, you're watching the dad, like, you know, deal with what's happening with love and still like trying to understand everything. It's such a beautiful show, Disney show. Oh, well, I think it's not Pixar. Sorry, Jesus Christ, I be forgetting all these damn things. But it's called Win or Lose, man, and it's gonna be so fucking dope.
And so they sent you the script, and you was like, "Yo, this."
Yeah,
is...
because I want to be a part of the narrative of love.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't like that shit ain't fake to me. What I feel about being black, what I feel about being you know, what I say, let's protect, respect, and love our black women. I fucking mean that shit.
Yeah.
I'm invested into that. I truly mean that.
Has it always been that way before your daughter? And
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's always been that way because of my family. And that's why I don't understand the brothers who don't live like that. Because you shitting on your aunties, your mama, everybody. Just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but like you say, and everyone in the family doesn't show that love. They didn't feel that love. Your family is different. Your family comes out in troves, whatever you do, no matter what it is. Some people's families aren't even close because their mamas might have talked to their sisters, or their grandmas might have talked to their sisters, and it drives it away.
Yeah, but it's such a deeper thing than that, you know, 'cause especially in Hollywood, you know, we saw what happened with Woman King.
Yeah.
We even saw what happened with Angela Bassett not winning the Oscar. She was attacked because she didn't clap her motherfucking hands. But do you understand how hurtful? And then, if I could be really honest, who won the award? It was
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. First of all, if I can be honest, okay, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm a big fan. In that particular movie, for her to beat the young lady who was nominated with her, who actually had the supporting role, really, Jamie Lee Curtis had a guest spot. She shouldn't even been nominated. The Oscars didn't.
Did you enjoy that movie?
That movie's fucking great.
I say it swept out.
It deserved every. But I don't understand how Jamie Lee Curtis beat her co-star, who was actually the best supporting, who was the supporting actress in that movie. The mom and the daughter. That is the stars of that movie.
Right. She was supporting support. I wonder
how do somebody who only in like 3 scenes beat the person that actually started the fuck. That shit was weird.
Where do we get these answers? It's like when the referees do a bad call and explain the next day that the call was wrong.
That shit was weird.
Where do you get that explanation? Why did Jamie Lee Curtis beat her co-star in that movie?
That shit looked blatant like a motherfucker. Like blatant. They wasn't gonna give it to that black woman and they didn't want to give it to the Asian woman. Because it would have been all Asian people that won those Oscars. It would have been swept.
And I saw...
that don't make any... I'm sorry. They in the same fucking movie. And she did more stuff. It's like, wait, what?
So I saw you...
That didn't make any fucking sense.
I saw you repost a guy from, I forgot his name, from the movie. When he won his award and his amazing speech that he gave.
So good. That movie's so good. But those 3 were fucking excellent. I said, how did Jamie Lee Curtis get nominated? How did she get nominated?
Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't excellent?
Nigga. Then I should have an Oscar for Get Out.
Actually.
I mean, let me tell you what's happening. And here we go with the honesty, real.
Keeping it real.
These motherfuckers ain't watching our movies that's voting on these fucking movies. They just not. When they look at the cover and they see black black women, I'm not watching that shit. They're not watching our movies. Mm. Like, even just the way they ostracized Will Smith and banning him and all that shit. You ain't banning motherfuckers that read the wrong movie that year. Y'all still let the old-ass white man present. They act like that shit didn't even happen.
April, what's up?
I just don't think that's the same. Like,
I do.
But I do think that sometimes the Academy knows they owe people, and I think this was the year that.
Well, we feel like they owe Jamie. No. Oh, not Jamie. They owe Angela Bassett.
Oh,
What's Lo got to do with it?
Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, Angela, definitely. But I think that's kind of also what happened. It was like, it's time we give Jamie.
So where did they owe Jamie Lee Curtis from? Which movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nah, that's not true.
Was it My Girl?
Nah.
Trading Places?
No. It ain't no O. It ain't no O. So we owe you for Halloween.
Halloween. That's right.
Halloweens. Like, get the fuck out of here. No.
Had to be My Girl, bro.
No. They. I'm telling you. Ooh. I've seen other movies sweep like that. They have. Mm-hmm. Nothing was better than that movie this year. Everything, All at Once. It was honestly one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
Cinematography wise, everything.
Did you see The Whale?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, I was trying to watch it the other day. They wouldn't let me see it yet. I'm gonna try it again.
You know.
But back to the movie.
I mean, it wasn't even no black male actors for best lead or anything. I mean, my man, they nominated what's his name from Atlanta for like a random movie. I'm like, what the hell movie is this?
So would that have been a movie you would like to be in, challenge yourself, and be in that film?
Be in what film?
The movie we talking about that swept. Is that a movie you could see yourself?
No, I mean, that's not even about that.
I'm just asking.
That was a weird question.
No, not really.
Yeah, it was.
You've done some movies. You challenge yourself in different ways.
Yeah, just think about it. With me talking the type of shit I'm talking, and I know what movies I got coming out that I could be probably winning an Oscar for.
Okay.
I'm almost scared to win an Oscar.
Why so?
Because I'm going to fucking keep it real. I'll probably have to tell people up front, hey, I'm going to thank everybody for this movie shit later, but this is stages for this. Here we go. Shooby-dee-dobos. And I don't give a fuck who I make uncomfortable. I'll leave right after that if I got to. Go to the gold party. Be the first nigga there.
You and Will gonna be hanging out together.
Now, I saw that joint where you're producing as well. I look forward to that.
I'm producing all this shit. Wayne ain't new.
Nah, the one that I forgot the name.
Wayne, I'm saying I'm doing all of that. You be just talking about one thing.
I know. I wish I knew the movie. And I don't want to talk about.
It's a couple of them. Literally, I just shot
the one where you in. The one you shot.
Producing everything. Code 3, I'm producing that and starring in it. The Meal, I'm producing and starring in it.
Yeah, The Meal. That's the one I'm talking about.
Reunion. Nigga, that's my MO, nigga.
I'm talking about The Meal. That's the movie I'm talking about.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That one, I probably could win something for it. Mm-hmm. But this is who I am. Like, I think it's really interesting. Like, I've had people try to paint my narrative of who Lil Rel is and shit. I'm as black as they fucking come. Mm-hmm. And I always think it's interesting when people be like, oh, well, you know, I don't know what people think how I got here. I'm not a pretty nigga. Mm-hmm. I'm not overly, like, dude, I really worked I had to be good every fucking time. Ain't no connection to this shit. I ain't know nobody in this shit.
They probably think somebody just picked you and shit put you on. And
that's because people be making up shit. I was having a very interesting conversation the other day with like, oh yeah, you was there. Yeah, the conversation we was having at the table about the Illuminati and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. They gonna be calling you soon. Like, no, they won't, nigga.
He said, I'm already rich.
Yeah, like, why would I join some shit now? I'm already good.
Yeah, that
I don't think it exists, man. I think we love saying it's this one organ. First of all, the NRA is powerful. That's who's fucking powerful.
The NRA is the leaders.
They're powerful. Like when Ava did the 13th, I mean, it explains all this shit. Even if you watch the 1619 Project, which we talked about, it explains all this shit. It's not one group. It's groups. It's really, honestly, families that run America. It's generational wealth-ass families.
Like the Pritzkers?
We don't have to get specific, my nigga.
Oops.
Yeah,
Get
Wayne,
that out
you
of there.
said it. No, leave it there. You said it.
Get
nigga.
that out of there. I'm just saying.
Hey, brother, they whatever you.
Hell no.
those. I ain't say no fucking name.
Stamp that. He said, mm-mm.
He said it, Wayne.
Hey, man.
I
I was thinking about powerful families. That's all I was saying.
I mean, it's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Trumps is that's a powerful family. It's really interesting. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think right now we're witnessing some weird shit. Like, it feel like we going backwards in America. Like, they want to just go back to the old school crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically trying to bring Jim Crow laws back in the South.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Just renaming that shit. That's fucking crazy. They trying to erase our history in these fucking books. They don't even want the children to learn what the fuck they did.
Right.
Florida is fighting that crazy shit.
Man, yeah, trying to get us back to where we started.
Well, this is what's, and it's so funny, this ties back into kind of Chris Rock in a way. With our gifts and our talent, it's time for us to speak up for black people, black women. Just we have to stand up for ourselves and for each other. Using your platform to participate in what motherfuckers is trying to do, shit ain't cool.
Right.
We're literally, black women are screaming like, hey, leave us the fuck alone. And then in your special, you go in on a woman who didn't do anything to you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said earlier, the reasoning.
Anybody that think that shit was cool, they full of shit. And I don't give a fuck who. I know the comics has been praising Chris, and I don't give a fuck.
Comics, radio personalities.
Oh man, that was real. That was real. Y'all being who y'all are.
Yeah.
Y'all being who y'all are. Because we're watching it, like, even with, like, this is random too, but, like, even with the Sierra situation where she wore a themed outfit for the Vanity Fair party. That was the fucking thing. Everybody else was wearing that shit too like that. These niggas couldn't wait to attack Russell Wilson and call him a cornball ass nigga because what his girl decided to wear to a themed fucking party. First of all, that's how I know niggas ain't never been nowhere. You ain't never been invited to none of these parties before, which you don't. That's how you dress at a Vanity Fair party. You stupid motherfuckers.
And then they tried to show the picture of her by herself. Like, I wonder if Russell knew she was there the whole time. Here go the picture where he's right there with her. So I mean,
calling him corny because he's not controlling his woman. And then it was weird watching other women say shit. And God damn, this might be mean. No, I'm not gonna say that.
What kind of? I mean, not what kind of?
Because it was almost like some jealousy shit with some of that shit. The motherfuckers who knew they couldn't wear no shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never wear it, nigga. None of us want to see you wear it.
Oh boy.
Yes, good, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? So like, it's just really weird. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He's happy. They have a beautiful family. Y'all want to like call him corny, but I don't see none of you niggas minister to those people in that jail that they did. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You know, but half of this comes from, and I'm not doing this, I'm not starting this. It comes from who she was with before. Him being called corny. and they're comparing that. That's
But what is really?
thing.
That's what I don't understand about people calling Russell Wilson corny.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfucker. First of all, he's still a fucking NFL football player. He can whoop half you niggas' ass. He ain't no little motherfucker.
Right.
In real life, like, you know what I mean? So he's corny because he supports his wife. He married Sierra. He know who he married.
Mm-hmm.
And why shouldn't she not celebrate her body after having all those kids and still able to be snatched? Man, my woman, I would let my woman wear them. You wouldn't even meet a woman like
How
that.
about that? You ain't got no woman.
Niggas be like, man, if I was with Sierra, nigga, you couldn't pull her. The fuck is you talking about?
Yeah,
I know my woman better not. You know what's weird about everybody up in arms about that? We all go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody go to the beach. People go swimming. They're not gonna wear no goddamn sweater dresses.
Sweater dress, bro.
They're gonna have a bikini, bottom and top, in public.
Mm-hmm.
Are you covering your girl then, nigga?
Some of them will. And the girls won't wear like he don't want me to wear that, so they put the body cover on. And
no,
I mean,
I'm just saying. What I'm
saying
saying is, it's just people don't make sense. They be just saying shit.
Yeah, you gotta really take account who you listening
All these
to.
crazy motherfuckers with these podcasts just talking hella crazy.
Like they know what they're talking about. Like this is law.
Dude, it was just weird. I would let my woman. See, that's how I know he corny, cause she just walking all over him, cause he's not like nigga. So y'all calling this nigga corny because he's not controlling?
And he supports and take care of his family. It's crazy.
He's not controlling.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't gonna call nobody corny that call a woman who ain't do nothing to him a bitch 15 goddamn times. That's not corny? That's not corny, literally picking on somebody that didn't say shit to you? That's fucking corny.
You don't think this was corny?
What?
When he sat up with Louis C.K.?
All that shit corny.
What was that about?
You never seen that, Wayne?
Mm-mm.
You've never seen this?
What did it do?
Oh my God.
How long is it?
The negative things we think about black people, this fucker.
You're saying I'm a nigger.
Yes, you are the niggerest fucking white man I have ever.
Amazing.
I don't think he could do that.
Oh,
What?
I don't think he has those
there's only
qualities.
two. I mean, no, you don't even understand.
Really?
You don't really know him. Like I've worked with him.
No, like your bit about.
I wouldn't use it anywhere.
No, exactly. These two.
We
use
say
that
nigger on stage.
on stage.
You guys don't. That's an
That's
interesting
the
two
difference.
teams here.
I don't know why you
That's
play
right.
this for me.
Oh, wait a minute. How old is this?
But that's definitely a pairing.
It don't matter how old it is.
I mean,
We don't.
Well, you just did.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You and me say
No,
nigger
no,
in
no,
private.
no.
what?
These two guys don't. I don't believe he says it in private.
I've given it up just because it's played.
I don't believe it's. I don't think you've ever said it probably in your life.
No,
I don't
never.
think. No. Yeah, that's it. That's the huge difference between you and me. I think.
Well, you
That's what I've said.
found the humor of it.
Yeah.
I haven't found it.
Right.
Nor do I seek it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Find a way. Find a way.
Can I squeeze?
You know what
comedy
though,
out of
Jerry?
it?
All of a sudden, having a great nigger bit would be pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It would be amazing.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Stop. Please stop
He
it.
retired it.
Wait a minute. You can't. This is what? Ain't.
You know, I thank God that I don't be put in certain situations. Like, I be so thankful because I would have fucking snapped. I probably would have stood up on that nigga. You talking about a slap?
Man. And you know Louis C.K.
Yeah, but we ain't cool.
Y'all were at one point, right?
Not really. No. I love this show too. We used to have. It was a great show, but when I saw that shit, look, you can make boundaries, man. You got to create boundaries with your white friends.
What? Chris Rock hyped that up. He wanted him. He wanted this
because they've sat around at dinner, hanging out. You could see it. It's probably in the writers' room. Louis C.K. wrote on the Chris Rock show.
Jerry Seinfeld was really trying to keep it all together. He was like,
Nor do I seek it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's strong. That's wow, yo. I have
nor
never
do
seen
I
that.
nor do I seek it.
I'm surprised you hadn't seen it, but a lot of that, I've seen this clip plenty of times before, but at the end, when he said, we don't fight in front of white people, a lot of people were like, oh, but we can let them say nigga in front of us 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And have zero reaction. Laugh about it even.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, Chris. That ain't it, bro.
I was taught. And you know what made that even worse, too? Because he was talking about Will's family, basically. I was raised by 2 parents. It was just a lot of weird shit, man. It was so fucking mean. It wasn't funny. But to end that motherfucker special with a mic drop of,
right.
I was taught not to fight in front of white people. What, nigga? Were you taught that? I don't believe that, because your brothers is different type of niggas. I was taught not to fight in front of white people, and then a mic drop.
Yeah, that was an empty ending. I was just like, what was that? But I also was happy it was over. I was tired of watching, to be honest. So
just as deep. I was taught not to fight in front of white people.
Yeah, he said that aloud. Well,
and that was a mic drop. You know that shit. If I could be honest, it's just heartbreaking a little bit. Just to hear somebody say that, and I'm conflicted as far as like, how do I see him as a comedian now? Like,
so through his whole career, he probably always seeked white validation. This has always been his MO.
Not just career.
Oh, that's strong. So life.
Not just career. I remember we went out, man. I took him to like BQE in Atlanta. And the whole time, he's like, wow, you really hang out with the niggas, huh? Okay, he just kept saying that shit. I'm like, nigga, oh, damn, motherfucker, do you not hang out with black people? He looked nervous at BQE, which is a chill fucking, like one of the grown spots. I didn't take him to my fucking hood spot I go to all the time with the swings and shit. Them niggas that's the hood.
Boogaloo?
Yeah. I ain't taking the Boogaloo.
Huh?
He probably would have fucking like, all right, well, maybe we should get a gun or something. You know? But he was almost doing too much at BQE. We should get a bottle. Why, nigga? It's just, everybody just chilling and stepping. Listen to old school hip hop. Like, this ain't that type of party. Even when I took him to the soul food restaurant, I feel like he became my friend so I could take him to black shit.
Right.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But it all makes sense now. And that's why I hope that brother gets therapy. Because he's not over that shit. And, and honestly, let's keep, that's why, like, I wanted to write that set for Will. Comedy can heal this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it can heal the whole situation. But it would have to come from one of these motherfuckers. And Chris ain't gonna want to talk about this shit again.
Yeah.
He's literally still hurt.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
That's why, like, That's why he tried to force all that shit in the beginning, that material, that
fluff. It was fluff.
Fluff ass shit.
It was fluff.
It wasn't Chris Rock fucking tight, brilliant, thought out. It was just quick shit. He literally tried to become his old self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause his new self is confused. He don't know who he is. He don't know who's at fault. He don't know. He's still scared of Will Smith. That's why he can't talk to him. He's like, this nigga probably wake up like, I could imagine he in the bed like Pookie, like his character Pookie. Like, remember Pookie's about to smoke the crack? He just started crying like.
I mean, for real, it is as crazy as it is. That's gotta be tough.
I think 100% is tough. Look, I feel some empathy for him, but at the same time, and maybe that's because I'm a different type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you're into healing.
Well, I'm into healing, but also I was taught if a motherfucker put their hands on me to defend myself. That's what I was taught.
Even if it's in front of white people.
If it's in front, if it's from, I'm serious.
No,
that's how I was raised.
I got you. Well, y'all were raised different, and this was his way. But he's still hurting a year later, and it looks like it's gonna continue, and it's eating up at him, and he's not becoming the best self. His best
well,
self.
the problem is I believe, if I could be really honest, we just saw that clip with those, with his white friends.
Man,
because that's who's probably telling him and calling Will Smith 100 niggers.
I hope not.
For real though, but would you be surprised?
No. Wow.
Because I was told not to fight in front of white people. Mic drop. That's probably one of the worst mic drops I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, that's pretty damn bad. Made no sense. Man, should have picked that shit back up. Said something else. That was terrible.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like every black person that saw that was like, wait, what?
That was very confusing.
I was told.
Well, that came full circle, man.
At the end of the day, one day, I do hope those two brothers are able to talk. But I don't think it's going to happen. Not after this shit. That Smith camp was pissed.
After this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, but not talking about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, all right, bro.
That was weird, man. She didn't even do nothing to you, bro.
So I know I wonder, it's no rush on it, but what would that red table look like?
With who? Chris Rock?
No. Just when she, maybe addresses this. Possibly. She don't have to. Just saying, if she did.
Well, Jada, if you want me to come on that episode where you address this, I got your back.
Yeah.
I mean that shit. Once again, I think comics fall into this line of like, he's a comic, so we should support him because we're all comics. I don't agree with half the shit these niggas saying. And I ain't got to do that. Just because we in this fucking weird-ass fraternity.
Right.
Oh, he's one of the greatest, so we got to act like he didn't say some crazy shit. I don't give a fuck. You were wrong, Chris. Get some healing, man. Sorry that happened to you, but you gotta get some healing, bro. Cause you lash out at another motherfucker again. Everybody already know you scary.
Man.
Well, that was another very real episode of Keeping It Real with
Young Wayne. Get healed.
Get healed, man.
Keeping it real, keeping it real.
That was a Headgum podcast.